Wdaskwin and the Bears. A long time ago, during summer, a man, a woman, and their little girl, Wdaskwin, went on a long canoe trip. They floated down the river to a place where they stopped for a portage. The man quickly left with his canoe on his back. During that time, the woman arranged her luggage so she could carry it on her back. Wdaskwin ran along the path to join her dad, but her father had gone so far that the child got lost. The mother thought the girl had joined her father. The father thought the child was still with her mother. When the parents met, they realized that Wdaskwin had disappeared. They tried to retrace her steps. Unable to find their child, they returned to the village to ask everyone to search the forest. People from the village and her parents looked for the child for months until winter came. They had found bear tracks beside small wooden arrows that are used to catch fish. They thought Wdaskwin may have been adopted by a bear. A man from the village left with his bow and arrows. He went to a cave where he thought a bear family lived. He knocked at the entrance. The bear father, the bear mother, and their cub came out of their lair. The man shot an arrow at each one of them and killed them all. He entered the cave, where he was sure to find the child. Indeed, she was there, in a corner, crying in fear and asking to see her bear family. The man brought the girl back to her parents, who were overjoyed to see her again. Wdaskwin grew up and became a woman of great wisdom. She remembered the bear family who saved her life when she was a child. She also remembered how to talk to bears and often went to the forest to talk with them. K8wis and Kizos. K8wis was so small that he could travel on the arrows his father shot. One day, K8wis asked his father to shoot an arrow at Kizos the sun. He wanted to catch him in a snare, to bring him back to the village so he could shine forever. The father shot an arrow at the sun with K8wis on it. But K8wis came back right away. The arrow was not big enough. The father then made a bigger arrow so K8wis could fly on it. He went very far, but never got close to the sun. Proud of his son's perseverance, the father built a giant arrow. However, to shoot a giant arrow, you need a giant bow. With the help of K8wis's mother, the father built an immense bow that was 3 times taller than them. But K8wis's parents were unable to shoot the arrow. It was too big. K8wis's parents asked the villagers to come and help them. They all shot together and the arrow darted into the sky. "Bring Kizos the sun back," they said. Soon, K8wis disappeared behind the clouds. One day, his parents saw him come back. K8wis told them he saw many things: mountains, lakes, rivers, cornfields, large forests, and many animals. His parents asked him what had happened with the sun. K8wis explained to them that the giant arrow had brought him to the north. That's where he had installed the snare to catch the sun. But Kizos, the sun, was constantly staring at K8wis. He did not trust him. K8wis told the sun that if he was snared, he could come to his village where he would shine forever. Kizos refused to fall for the trap. That's why, up to now, he always rises in the east and sets to the west. He never goes to the north because he fears being caught by K8wis's trap. Wdaskwin, the Horned One. Wdaskwin was born a long time ago in a village today called Wabanaki. He was different from the other babies because he had two little horns on his forehead. Because of this, children of his age refused to play with him. When he was old enough to fend for himself, he was told that everyone was scared by his horns, and that he had to go live alone in the forest near the village. So he went to settle near a spring where he could hunt, fish, and grow vegetables. He also knew how to build a wigwam and sew clothes. He had everything he needed, but he was very lonely. He always wondered why people had been so mean to him. One day, he decided to make a hat and attach deer antlers to it. He then went to the village to scare people with his huge antlers. From then on, parents told their children that they would have to live with the Horned One if they didn't obey. Wdaskwin lived to be very old. At one point, he stopped coming to the village to scare people. Then, one day, he disappeared from the forest without leaving a trace. Some people thought he might have hidden a treasure. These people dug a big hole near his wigwam, but found nothing. Even to this day, we can see the hole where Wdaskwin had built his wigwam near a spring that still exists. Glooskap comes to the world. Tabaldak conceived everything on Earth. After creating humans, he shook the dust off his hands, and the dust scattered on the ground. Then a young man appeared as if by magic and said, "I'm here, I am Glooskap." Tabaldak was surprised to see this human being. "Where are you from?" he asked. "I was born from the dust you dropped after making the first humans," Glooskap replied. Tabaldak said, "Look at everything I've created. It's really beautiful." He pointed to the forest, the streams, the mountains in the distance, the blue sky, and the bright sun. Glooskap was amazed. "I want to create things too," he exclaimed. "But of course you can, according to your powers," Tabaldak replied. "I'm going to create wind," said Glooskap. He exhaled so hard that the trees bowed and were even uprooted. Glooskap was very happy. "That's good," said Tabaldak. "It's my turn now." The wind he produced was so intense that Glooskap was swept up into the air. He managed to hold on to a large stone which was moved away under the effect of the wind. Glooskap recognized that Tabaldak was more powerful. "I won't try to create things the way you do," he told him. Tabaldak gave Glooskap wonderful powers so he could take care of the human beings he had created. Glooskap and Moz. A long time ago, a giant moose called Moz lived in a forest near an Wabanaki village. Moz ate treetops to feed himself. The forest was gradually disappearing. The Wabanakis also were perishing because the animal was depriving them from their natural pantry. One day, Tabaldak sent Glooskap to the Wabanakis. Glooskap told them, "Moz is threatening your existence. Things have to change. Things cannot go on like this." Glooskap made a kapzolas, a decoy made from a piece of bark. He explained that this instrument could be used to call Moz. He then blew in the decoy several times before Moz appeared. He was out of breath because he had been running for a long time. "Moz, I do not like your behavior," Glooskap said to him. "Because of you, the Wabanakis are disappearing. It has to change. You must never eat treetops again. They are all dying because of you." Moz listened to the critics without complaining. He kind of knew he was hurting the Wabanakis. Glooskap approached Moz and ordered him to lower his head. He grabbed his antlers and crushed him with all his weight. Moz became smaller and smaller until he reached his current size. Glooskap then told Moz, "When the Wabanakis call you with a decoy, you will go to them." Since then, when Wabanakis hunt moose, they use a kapzolas.